Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Welcome, one and all. Thank you all so much for being here. Let me see. Okay, so got that. Got that. Yep, I think we're good. We are so good. Except for one thing. Okay, there's a bit of an echo, no surprise. And there we go. Oh no, I got to screenshot that and save it. Oh man, I should have known better than to take a look at Twitter. Okay, sorry about that, you guys. I am here. Let me see who's in the house with us. Gonna go all the way back to the beginning. Connie Bomber! Hey, Connie Bomber. And Fu is here. Gwendolyn Daniels, Lydia Washington, Church Nelly, Lambert Charles, hello. Who else is here? Noreen Bengali. Let me get some slides up. I get my slides up into place. All right. Baby, how you feel? Ooh, child, getting tired of stuff. All right. And Lorna Williams, hello. Just going to scroll through, make sure there are no super chats or super stickers. And I think we're good. All right. All right. Very cool. All right. Got to remind you guys about this. Today is the 31st, so it is the absolute last day of Women's History Month. I repeat, the last day of Women's History Month. Please make sure that you gather around with the family and talk about the history of women, especially here in the United States, where it is Women's History Month, about the contributions of women, women that have inspired you in your life, that kind of stuff. So I would say when it comes to women, of course, you have to start with mom, right? And then to work your way out, I would say the Duchess of Sussex, several of the first ladies, actually. Yeah, so there's been some real powerhouses. And then, of course, the humanitarians everywhere. So lots of room for celebration, lots of cause for celebration. Like, for instance, today, everybody loves a winner. Oh, man. What a good week to be in the Sussex squad. All right, so let me go just one more slide. Remember, it's not just Women's History Month, it's her story now. Got it? Cool. All right, so Meghan Markle is named top entertainment podcast host for Archetypes. Well, we talked about that yesterday, but they wrote a nice piece about it in the Harper's Bazaar. As a matter of fact, I think the news is still pouring out because there's so much going on with the royal family, and of course Prince Harry's surprise appearance in London. So for all of those reasons, people are still talking about it. As a matter of fact, oh no, I'll talk about that later. I'll get shady later. Actually, no, we're not going to wait too long to get shady. I never do I? Hello, Shirley Kearney, Lady Bird, Mary Hiker, yes, Mabel Jones, Joy Amore. Okay, if you want to. All right, there goes my hugs. There goes my hugs. I pretend to, be kind of iffy about it, but the truth is, I'm always looking forward to it. So thank you so much, Ross. Dorothy Ross with the hugs. Okay. Just here to remind you all, Neiman Marcus may what is that? There's so many ways you guys say. All right, let me see. Coronary. May the coronary. Oh no. I thought it was a coronation or a coronation. May the coronary be a major flop. May Rose show up with her daughter. Oh, I think I get the reference there. Wait, let me put some lip balm on because you guys are going to make me split my lip. Okay. May it rain and snow. May the crowns fall apart when placed on their heathen CR, when you pray, I promise you, Royal Sussex feels like a huge tabernacle. I guess that was a prayer, or yeah, it seems like. Oh man. I love it though. Thank you for the lovely prayer. And please let me know if I ever get on your bad side because I don't want you to pray for me. Okay, so Carol Middleton's party business hires advisors for potential sale. Did you all hear me? Carol Middleton, yes, my Carol, my Middleton. Um, that's the future queen's mother, the former air hostess or whatever she used to be. She worked for British Airways. Um, Carol Middleton is having a spot of bother, right? Isn't that how Nana said it? It seems as though Prince Harry is having a spot of bother. My voice is not deep enough. Let me try that again. This is Nana Akua. It seems like Prince Harry is having a spot of bother. Well, it appears to me that Carol Middleton is having a spot of bother. As a matter of fact, so much so, she may actually sell the business. Although, I have to say, in this age of Amazon and other online, what is it, Etsy, eBay has been around forever. In this day and age, I'd be curious to know who would buy it. I mean, if anything, okay, I'll tell you this much. You would buy access to the mailing list, but other than that, I couldn't see what would come of it. What is that? The whatever that name is, the Carol Military. Wait a minute, why is it? I read this earlier and suddenly it's in Spanish. How did I read this earlier? That is so weird. Do I speak Spanish? Is that Spanish? Wow. What is in this coffee? I promise you, I read this earlier. I'm freaking out. How did I read that earlier? This is so weird. Listen, you guys, I'm not just saying this. I promise you, I read this earlier. Oh, well, you know what? I'm just going to move on. But what it said was that the business took a big nosedive because of the pandemic. And then, of course, Christmas sales this past year was disappointing. And because it was so lackluster, they lost a lot of money. Plus, they were having issues with supplies reaching their warehouse or whatever. And lastly, as you can see in this photo right here, Mark Middleton was trying to launch the building. Listen, I'm telling you, I read this in English earlier. I don't know why it's different now, but I promise you, I don't know what happened. I read that earlier, and yet this is in, I think it's Spanish. It's so weird. I mean, my Spanish is uh, muy poquito or something like that. So just like my French is la petite en français, my Spanish is slightly better. Anyway, lastly, they tried to launch the business here in the United States. Now, I think, you know what, I feel kind of sad for it because the reason they thought they were going to launch the business in the US is because of the weight of the celebrity. Uh, I can't believe I'm saying this. Because of the weight of celebrity of her very famous son in law and her daughter, Jazz Hands. Well, anyway, that celebrity didn't even have any weight. As a matter of fact, it was pretty anemic by all accounts. And so, what does she call it? Partypieces.com. It did not do well here. Um, okay. Yes, it flopped. Absolutely. It flopped, and Mr. Burns has to bail her out. So they're trying to get a loan, or actually not a loan. They're looking for investors. And I wonder if she thought that they were actually going to get a piece of the business for the coronation. You know what I mean? It seems like you would have tried to do something with the Jubilee and then the coronation. I mean, the coronation is going to be pretty tacky anyway, so I'm pretty sure most of the products that they sell would fit right in. Was that a burn? Yeah, most of the stuff that they are selling would fit right in. Well, anyway, Ma Middleton is in trouble. Now, we tried to reach out to Carol Middleton, Ma, as we like to call her, Ma Middleton. We tried to reach out to her, but she was unavailable for comment. So I don't know. When times are better, we can try again. Definitely before 6 p.m. Well, okay. What am I saying? Before two. All right, before lunchtime, we ought to try to reach out to her around the lunch hour or prior to, and maybe she'll be available for comment. But right now, as I said, Royal Sussex has reached out to Carol Middleton for comment, and she was unavailable for comment. Hi. Oh man. Let me see. I've been on here 15 minutes and already the shade. Where does this shade come from? I don't know. There's no real like what do you call it? There's no format per se. Just kind of as it comes to me. But again, as I said, we reached out to Ma Middleton. Give me a pig foot and a bottle of beer. Blame me, baby, 'cause I don't care. Sometimes I feel like I just want to clown. So give the piano player a drink because he's bringing me down. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Every time I look at my Middleton, I always start singing that. Give me a pig foot and a bottle of beer. I don't know. She just gives me that juke joint vibe. But anyway, if you guys know how I can reach out to my Middleton for a comment, please let me know. Okay, so there is a special announcement from the BBC, the Ministry of Propaganda. Yes, there's a special comment. I'm sorry, a special announcement. What's that, Lady Bird? Baron, are you drinking what Carol is drinking? I'm sure she's just having a little club soda with a twist of lime. Carol straight out of paper bag Middleton. Is that her name? Carol straight out of paper bag Middleton. I'm sure it's just a little carbonated water or carbonated soda or whatever with just a twist of lime. Just to be polite and mix company. Um, Speaking of company, Royal Sussex did try to reach out to Ma Middleton for comment about her party company party pieces, but Ma Middleton was anyway. I'm not going to start that again. Let me move on. Okay, so from the Ministry of Propaganda, also known as the BBC, and just about every other media outlet, real term drop in King's income as Grant frozen. So, you guys, I smell, wait for it. I smell a rat, a royal rat. I smell a royal rodent. And usually we can deal with these things, and I intend to. But until such time, we have a rodent problem. Let me explain. So, we are supposed to believe that the royal family is falling on hard times. Now, if you ask me, they never had it so good. They just received a big raise, 2, 3 years ago? And now they're crying broke all of a sudden. Take a look at all the extravagance. Well, this is just a small portion of it. You have golden flatware, gold table centerpieces, and you have that ostentatious carriage, the Golden State carriage, the Saxe Coburg Gotha. Uh, yeah, what is it? Erased our heritage and replaced it with gilded vulgarity and tasteless wealth. Well, yeah, that is true. The royal family's love of bling really started with the Saxe Coburg or the Hanoverians. That's when it really started. The Hanoverians, the Saxe Coburgs. That is when things really got over the top. That is when suddenly everything seemed to be dipped in gold. So, at a time when so much of the world is going through a huge financial crisis, one after the other, banks failing, and of course, people are hungry. People cannot afford to heat their homes. And yet, in spite of all of that, the fuel companies are posting record profits. And Charles wants to have some ancient ritual that involves a lot of planning and a lot of money. Now, they say the cost is limited to 100 million pounds. Okay, that is a lot. But even with that, you know that it's going to cost so much more than that. Anytime you shut down the country, if you have a bank holiday, there is a loss of productivity that ripples throughout the entire economy. It is not free to shut down a nation. Now, over time, that actually gets built into the system. If they would have just, I guess, allotted for a certain amount of bank holidays a year instead of, okay, we'll have it for this, we'll have it for that, there's no set number. And so that coupled with the economics of today just makes this, it's really poor optics. If you take a look here, there's all of these homes, lofty properties, and yet Charles is trying to use the Sussexes to prove that he's quite frugal, right? Is always let's start with the Sussexes and then we'll see if it sticks. el dente pasta. We'll throw it at the wall. If it sticks, then we're on to something. Well, I'm afraid most people was able to see right through this clever this clever ruse of the king, Charles III. And so they had to get creative, right? So this is the figure that they give us for the actual cost of the monarchy: 345 million pounds a year. 345 million pounds a year. That's enough to pay for 13,000 NHS nurses. And yet, even a fraction of that would be better than nothing, but better to spend it on the coronation. So I imagine the coronation is this figure plus a lot more. This is not even counting the coronation. They say around 100 million pounds. And of course, the that anti-monarchy group, this is their figures. They say it's more like 345 million pounds. That's because they do not account for security. And do you remember all these properties that I just showed you? This is just a fraction of the royal properties, just a fraction. And all of those places receive round the clock police protection. Whether or not the family is in residence, it does not matter. And of course, Camilla's family is part of that royal protection. Teresa McDougal, where's my bell? Thank you so much for the new membership. Let me highlight you here. Thank you so much. And you guys remember, a membership to Royal Sussex is still a bargain at just $4.99. That's right, just $4.99. And if you buy today, it is still just $4.99. But wait, if you buy two memberships, it's still $4.99. So you can't go wrong with that Royal Sussex membership. Now, what does that get you with your membership? I haven't figured that out yet, but you do you do have access to those stickers that you see in the comment section. Stickers of Afro Annie, the Sussexes, all of that's available to you. 4 whole stickers. So plus you actually help maintain this Sussex friendly space. So win-win for everyone. So thank you, Teresa McDougal. Thank you for becoming a member of Royal Sussex. Connie Balmer! Connie Balmer, thank you so much for the super sticker. And also thank you for being a member of Royal Sussex. And thank you for the many nights that you have stayed up way past your bedtime to participate in Royal Sussex. And happy Friday to you. I can't believe it's Friday already. Gosh, this week went by really fast. And Elaine Parker, thank you for the super sticker. And thank you ever so much for watching Royal Sussex. And happy Friday to you. Thank you. Greatly appreciate it. And Elaine Parker, thank you. And many others for your fact checking some of the things that we really need to get right. Dorothy Ross says 9 pounds equals 98.1 for a Scottish getaway holiday home. I am happy just to pay for my wee house. Wow. Well, thank you so much for that information, Dorothy Ross. I love the way we share all of this information, because I promise you guys, I learn a lot. And I do like to learn about different things. So this is always very helpful. Thank you so much, Dorothy Ross. And thank you for being a member of Royal Sussex. Okay, so that is that one. And then, of course, have you ever played a shell game before? Have you ever played 3-card Monte? Well, this is how we explain the Crown Estate. The Crown Estate makes a lot of money, right? And then that money goes, becomes a profit, and that is paid into the Treasury. The Treasury takes said profit and then calculates 15 to 25%, and that becomes the sovereign grant. They keep 15 to 25%, and then that goes to the crown. That becomes crown assets. And then that in turn, the crown is owned by the crown estate, which of course makes a lot of money, puts the money, the profits into the treasury, and then they are going to calculate it, whatever that means. And then that becomes the sovereign grant, which goes to the crown, which is a crown estate. And then the whole cycle starts up all over again. And if you understand that, please explain it to me, because I promise you I don't get it. This, well, I think the FBI refers to it as racketeering, but because it is a holy anointed, well, as they say, the king is anointed. He's not voted. He's not selected. He's anointed. The adulterer and his side piece are going to take the throne, and they are going to become the king. Well, they are the king and queen, but they will be crowned the king and queen consort in a church in front of witnesses using a holy oil from Mount Olive, and they are going to spread that holy oil on that tough, leathery hide of theirs. And then everybody's going to take a big step back and wait and see if they burst into flames or spin their heads around like Linda Blair, or spit up green vomit or something. And if that doesn't happen, then they'll have a banquet. But if it does happen, that will probably be the end of everyone in Westminster Abbey. And effectively in the House of Windsor as we know it. But barring anything like that, if none of that happens, if they don't have to call in the exorcist on standby, then they'll probably go to a banquet, and they'll pull out some more of all of that golden flatware and stuff. And then after that, they are going to take money from the crown estate. They are going to call it a profit. And then that profit goes to the treasury, which is calculated, becomes a sovereign grant, goes to the crown, is owned by the crown estates, and that makes profit. The profit is paid to the treasury. The treasury is calculated. The calculated treasury goes to the crown grant. The grant. And as we say in America, racketeering. But, you know, I'm sure that there's a reasonable explanation for everything. And listen, if they can explain that, I want them to do this next. Please explain why this is. Okay. So there you go. If you guys have any more questions, I'll go over it again later on. But so far, just use that chart that you see right there. That explains, I would say it explains everything, but that's what they told us. Okay. So, and aside from that, Charles, after the crowning, is going to do what he does best. He's going to walk around and pretend to be Grandpa Monster. Charles, for I don't know, for some reason, he has started wearing makeup. And I don't know if anyone told him, but certain makeup, certain powders, translucent powders, actually have a silica. And when the flash bulbs, the flash from the camera hits that silica, it tends to become very luminescent. And so under candlelight, it looks great. but under the glare of the media, you start to look like Grandpa Monster. So, someone please take him to the side and say, listen, you're starting to freak people out. You look like a blood drinking, parasitic sovereign. Stop it. So, but yeah, a lot of people on the social media could not help but notice the stark and startling resemblance to Grandpa Monster. So, uh, they still are looking for volunteers. I know it's a little less, no, a little over a month out before the coronation, but they are still in need of volunteers. They still need people to perform. You haven't heard, have you guys heard any additional announcements about the concert? Because after that first few weeks, that has kind of dropped off. I'm assuming they have some people lined up and they just don't want to tell us, and I'm also assuming they have some people lined up who don't want to be noticed. But yeah, that is what's happening. Oh, wow. Severe thunderstorms. Woo. All right. Um, Kate Middleton. You see this, guys? This came out today. Will Kate Middleton break tradition by not wearing a tiara to the coronation? You guys, I promise you, they are trying to play broke. They are pretending to tighten the belt so that people will not reject the coronation. I think there must be a lot of stuff online right now on social media about the ostentatious nature of this event and the royal family as a whole. And so, in order to try to tamp it down, they are leaking stories, they are briefing through the press things like Kate Middleton may not wear a tiara. She just wore a tiara. As a matter of fact, if you look at the photo on the left, she just wore a tiara. So, why on one of the most important dates that could possibly come about in a lifetime, why in the world would you not wear a tiara? It's like they were saying about the Johnny Depp case. Who I forget the girl's name, but when she went into court with her hair up, that looked very condescending to the court. If you always wear your hair down, wear your hair down, because if you put it up, then people know that you're going into character. So if there is a coronation and you decide to not wear a tiara, hoping that people are going to make a big fuss about you not wearing a tiara, that is going to draw attention to it. If I have anything to say about it, that is going to draw attention to it. I'm going to talk about it night and day. I may even rent a skywriter to tell people why she ain't wearing her tiara. I may take out a billboard. She's pretending to not want her tiara. But yeah, so, but I added a couple of more photos to this story because I have an idea. If you're not going to wear a tiara, consider bangs. No explanation. Consider bangs. The women of loose, I'm sorry, the girls on those people on Loose Women, they have found the value of wearing bangs. The bangs forgive a lot. So I'm just saying, um, it's part of the process of maturing. At a certain point, you have to know when to call in the banks. And I think we are getting to that point. I think we are getting to that point. It is time to, you know, it's time to add the bangs. Just a little fashion tip.
just don't get it. I don't get any of it.
What do you mean? You don't get what?
I don't get why we're so obsessed with these humans that are exactly the same. Like, it could be us four sitting there. I just don't get it.
But are you talking about
I
what
love
you
the
mean as
Queen.
royals or as like Kim Kardashian?
I love
Because for
the
me,
Queen.
they're becoming celebrities.
Well, yeah, to me, that's all they are.
The Queen
is their celebrities.
for me is brilliant.
I
But
love
for
the
what?
Queen.
No,
For duty, responsibility.
She's always
figurehead.
worked really hard, hasn't
I would
she?
work hard if the whole country paid for me to have like 12 houses and work really hard.
No, they don't pay for all of the houses. But
Just a few.
Oh, well, no wonder my sinuses are bothering me. The weather. So yes, did you see how those bangs? Did you see what those bangs did for those? See there?
Becoming
See how those bangs has helped? So if anybody knows how to get in touch with Kensington Palace, because I'm in a very joyful yet petty mood, please forward that information. Bangs. Okay. Here's another reason to not wear a tiara. Another reason why they're trying to play broke. The very despicable history of the royal family and the transatlantic slave trade, and of course, colonization. That is going to be a part of the conversation. And even though they are saying, oh, she's not going to wear the Koh-i-Noor diamond, it doesn't matter. There is going to be a conversation about the crown jewels. Okay, anti-monarchy protesters are warning King Charles III and Prince William that there's a growing apathy against the royal family. Now, that was 10 days ago, 11 days ago. There is. And fortunately, there's not enough excitement about the coronation that people are even talking about it. There's not much buzz. There's not much excitement. So pretty much the planning is going on under the radar. But when the time comes, trust and believe, there is going to be a big deal about all of this. That's exactly what all the squaddies should do. Call the royal family about all, I thought you were going to say the bangs, about all their jewelry and the 150 million to 300 million pounds of taxpayer money they are stealing each year. Did you not see that? They're not stealing the money. I thought I explained it clearly, Truthadilly. Now listen carefully. The Crown Estate takes a profit. It makes the profit that's paid to the Treasury. Then they calculate it at 15 to 25%. So they say, and then that goes to the sovereign grant, and then that's paid to the crown. And then, of course, the crown owns the Crown Estate, right? I mean, that stuff happens all the time, don't it? And so the Crown Estate is going to make money. They are going to make money, which, of course, becomes profit. Got it? Now, I hope I don't have to explain that again. And I also hope that if I do, I will finally understand it, because I still don't get it. So I hope that answers your question, Truthadilly. Woo! It's like one of those math equations that there's no real answer to it. You know, I forgot what they call that, but there's one certain mathematical thing that goes on forever. There's no way that you could ever stop it. And that's what the crown estate is. It is an equation. It is a theory that has no real explanation, but yet um, it makes perfectly good sense to about 66 million people in the United Kingdom. Okay, I'm just kidding. It makes sense to about a handful of people anywhere. Okay, now let's move on to this, shall we? Let's get a little break beat going here. Oh boy, my sinuses are going to be awful today. There is some foul weather headed this way. Okay, Christopher Bosey says Harry and Meghan won in court again. The anti-Meghan accounts and unwashed grifters aren't happy about it. The couple has yet to lose in court. And you know what? I thought about that. It is true. And this just goes to show that when people try to tell Harry, and I'm speaking about his father and perhaps his brother, when they tried to convince Harry that this was a fool's errand, when people criticized them for going on television, they have a better handle on things than people give them credit for. Of course, the squad understands, but I don't think most people do. Now, I have to say that I was trying to explain to someone close to me that was very critical about the docuseries Harry and Meghan. And I explained, listen, they have court cases. And because of that, there's certain ways that they can tell their story without compromising any future litigation. So that is the whole point, is to get the truth out there, to make a permanent record now while people are actually listening, not to mention the fact that there is, 365 days of the year, and out of 365 days, on any given day, there could be dozens of stories out there about the Sussexes, and they have no way to reply to all of them. They don't want to, and it's not even possible. However, having a permanent record of their side of the story, and eventually their truth is going to crash right into the lies that people tell, and people will have an ability to judge what is true based on its merit. And it seems as though that truth that they're trying to teach and tell and explain to people who don't believe them, it is actually bearing fruit in courts of law. And that is going to continue to happen. And so Christopher is just saying what a lot of us have been noticing, and that is they keep winning. They go to court, they win. They go to court, the truth comes out. The only reason why they're winning is because the truth is on their side. That's why I always say the closer you stick to the truth, the better. It's not that any of us are perfect, but God knows what's in your heart. God knows what your intention is. So sticking as close to the truth as possible and being truthful at all times is always going to help you at the end of the day. So close to the truth means, for me, my definition of that is, let's say the speed limit is 45 and you're doing 50, 51. Well, that's close to what the true speed is, right? So if the person goes past you doing 65 or 70, the police are not going to bother with you. They're going to go after that person, because even though technically you're speeding, you're still close to the truth. So that is my motto. Stay as close to the truth as possible. Tell the truth whenever it's possible. and you will win the day. And that's what the Sussexes are doing. They are winning, and they keep winning. And as an example right here, here's just a few. And look at Dr. Charlotte. Is that Proudman right there? Funny that Meghan Markle's half sister was fighting to be recognized as Meghan's family, as if any true family would behave like this, right? Would true family behave in such a way? I say nay. That is not how a family behaves. Family treats you with love and respect. Family is by your side through thick and thin, but it is only because of the tabloid media, and let's face it, the royal family, it's only because of those two institutions that she's been given a voice. She has been given a platform by the ultra right wing because they are using her as a weapon to go after this feminist icon, this royal princess with that African blood. That is why she's useful to them. If she had any integrity, she wouldn't allow herself to be used like that, but she puts herself out there. I rarely ever speak about her because I feel triggered by her very presence, not to mention when I hear her voice or watch her eyes panning left and right, trying to figure out what to say next. It is quite a bit of fear to watch her on television. It is incredible to see how fast she comes up with those answers one after the other. She has a response for everything. So she's good for television. She's very good for television because she knows how to sell the storyline. Hopefully, this will be the end of it. I pray that this is the end of it. But otherwise, there's always some crackpot, um, I guess, judicial system somewhere that will take a case about almost anything. So it's just like with Harry's green card status. His green card status is not in any danger, but people are using the fact that they can create an air of confusion over exactly what his status is, and they use that for clicks and also to sell papers. Very effective. Untrue, but very effective. But yeah, Harry's green card status is not in jeopardy, but I noticed that has been like their favorite weapon of choice lately. So, oh, man, I tell you, and so it goes. Let's see. Dr. Shola says Meghan Markle wins against her wicked half sister. Samantha Markle gets slapped down in court for bogus claim. What a pathetic loser. I love Dr. Shola. I love Dr. Shola. Yeah, I'm here for it. And let's see. Oh, Ginger Lily says Dan Wooten Tootin is having a hissy fit that President of the United States is not attending King Charles III coronation. Biden is closely aligned with Harry and Meghan. We know what this is all about. And I am going to tell anybody who listens, Ginger Lily, Biden is president of the United States. He got better things to do. Just like when Harry went to London, Charles had things to do, right? When Harry tried to see his grandmother, they lied and said she was busy. So Biden, being the leader of the free world, he's got better things to do than to sit around in some dank, musty, what is that, abbey, and watch this bore a nation take place. He ain't got time for it. And yes, I have heard Dan Wooten. He is literally frothing at the mouth. And he's not the only one. I'm almost afraid for Lady C. I think she is going to what do you call it? Whatever. I better not say it, but uh, I hope she's got her duct tape in order. That's all I'll say. I hope she doesn't blow her duct tape. uh, maybe epoxy work overtime. Right. Okay. I said what I said. Maybe epoxy work overtime or whatever. But ah, okay. Thank you so much, Ginger Lily, and thank you so much for your super chat. Um, woo! Oh boy. Now that was just messy. You're welcome. Yes, Biden will send someone to represent the government. Yeah, well, when Charles and Diana was married, Ronald Reagan did not attend. Nancy Reagan attended by herself. I do recall that. And the Queen's funeral, Biden was obliged to go to the Queen's funeral because the Queen, 70 years on the throne, all of that stuff. I'm surprised Biden bothered to go, but he did, and that was cool. But this coronation, I tell you what, if Charles wants that kind of attention, go to Balmoral, shake hands with Liz Truss, and then we'll send Biden over. Listen, it's not me, it's the weather. The weather is messing with me. So that's tacky. Joya Moore says, I celebrate till midnight last night about Orange Man indictment and Scammy getting smacked down from the judge. Plus, didn't want the next day to come too quick back to work. Joya Moore, a lot of people were celebrating. A lot of people. Thank you so much for your comment. Biden is not going because he has a lot of things to do. That's it. That's it. He's got a thing. So I tell you what, have Charles call and say, are you coming to the coronation? And then let the bee or the wasp or the mosquito, whatever Harry said, let one of them answer the phone and say, oh, I'm sorry, but Biden has something in his diary. What about tomorrow? Oh, his whole week is full. His whole diary is full. So sorry. Ain't that how they do it? You say there's something in his diary, and he just is not available for the coronation. Case closed. Let me see. President is an excellent father, so he would not show up to support Charles after all the harm he caused Harry. Yes, exactly. I'm sure Biden has his feelings. Charles has been wanting to see Joe Biden. As they say, a White House insider, someone close to the first family, an aide to President Biden, someone in the White House told me a presidential reporter. Yeah, I'm a presidential reporter. Someone told me a presidential reporter that Joe Biden um, uh, told the Charles that he didn't have time to see him. So, and because I know a man that is close to a person that once walked past the old executive building, I am fully qualified to tell you the unvarnished truth as I know it that Joe Biden has a thing and he can't go. So that's about as official as it gets. Oh man. Okay, yeah, let's get to that in one moment. Let me take a look here. Let me see. Heads of state don't attend coronations, much less this co-abomination. Some crowned heads of state will be there because the heirs are too young. Yeah, okay, okay. Let me see here. We got to see the Windsors as the mafia dons they are. The way the what is that? The Palace. What is that? PL recent Toronto. Let me see the way that recent try one more time. I didn't get the end part there, but we did get a chance to see them pull the old well, and that's what firm really means, mafia. When they say the firm, that actually means like mafia. So I'm not saying that the royal family is a mafia, but the reference firm, most people find that is a veiled way of saying um, mafia. Leg says Biden didn't even stay for that state dinner during his mother's funeral. Liz Truss tried to talk to him, and he was like, "Bye, girl, bye," and left. It does something. Biden has time to go to a climate summit, right? Biden went to a climate summit. Biden even went to the Queen's funeral, but Biden has not spent any time with Liz Truss or what's her name? Liz Truss or wait a minute. I don't think he's seen Rishi Sunak either, has he? Has Biden spent any time with Rishi Sunak? And I know Biden had no use for Boris Johnson, so whatever limited time they did. But President Joe Biden had time to go to a climate summit, but he's not going to the coronation. So need I tell you what his priorities are? Thank you so much, Legs, and thank you so much for the super chats. Yeah, Biden went to a climate summit and did not go, or should I say, is not planning to go to the coronation. Interesting. And Kamala Harris is not going. Kamala Harris is not going. I believe Harry avoided going to court on Wednesday so Charles could get some press coverage. The trip to Germany is not widely reported. Camilla looked outlandish in that oversized dress. Yeah, she did kind of look like she borrowed that from. Looked like she borrowed that from the Nail Carter collection. I mean, it's straight out of the '80s with those shoulder pads. I knew when I saw the shoulder pads, as my eyes worked its way down and I saw those shoulder pads, the first thing I said was, "Oh no." That was my response. Oh no. And plus, this was the reaction of some of the people in Germany. Some of them just looked out the window. Most of them didn't want to get too close. They just looked out the window. They were quite the curiosity. But you're right, there's not much coverage about it. And I looked at the evening news yesterday for NBC, and I don't recall any mention of them being in Germany. I haven't seen any of the morning shows, so if they have mentioned it, I'm not sure. But I've heard no mention of them being in Germany. So that's interesting. Let me see here. Okay. They said 10 million. This would hurt the poor. No, 100 million. Let me see. The cost of this condemnation is up to 4 times what they said, 10 million. No, it's going to be 100 million. Easily, it's going to be $100 million. They are renting out those big video screens to go in public spaces. They are going to have like, I don't know, hundreds or thousands of civil servants on duty. So yeah, it's going to be very expensive. And then also they have to rent things, they have to buy material. I don't know if they're going to do like the Queen's funeral and take. Do you remember at the Queen's funeral, they took the street lamps away? They took away the street lamps. They removed street lamps for the Queen's funeral. Not all, of course, but a lot of them. They removed street lamps. I've never heard of such a thing. Let me see. Biden had better things to do than to break bread with Camilla, who tried to embarrass him by lying about him passing gas at the G7 summit with the Queen. Yeah, I think it was actually that climate thing, that COP26. I think that was the occasion. I don't think it was that G7. I think it was that climate thing. But either way, I do recall that happened. Okay, so let's move on then, you guys. I will do this one now. You know what, you guys? I love that the Sussexes, okay, this right here, grateful for the Archwell Foundation's support in providing emergency mental health support to 4,000 plus affected by recent earthquake in Turkey and Syria. Together, we're making a difference through deploying mental health first aid to crisis zone. Aside from all the other NGOs and agencies, I looked through a list of them, and my chest stuck out when I saw Archwell mentioned. When the earthquake struck Turkey and Syria in February, global relief organizations became a lifeline to address the immediate and long-term needs in these communities. Two of these organizations are World Central Kitchen and Humanity Crew, and we are honored to support them both as they reach thousands. In the wake of the crisis, each organization delivered critical care to those in need. Humanity Crew provides mental health aid to children, caregivers, and emergency responders. World Central Kitchen immediately deployed teams to provide hot meals in the area. Through their mutual connection to the Archwell Foundation, these organizations found synergy in their mission and has allowed them to provide more comprehensive aid. Humanity Crew mental health support reached World Central Kitchen aid workers serving in the region, creating a support network that allows them to better serve. With the support of the Archwell Foundation, Humanity Crew mental health professionals in Turkey, and in addition to helping aid workers on the ground, are able to continue their work providing psychological aid and alleviate trauma and shock, training local responders on providing mental health support, running support groups with adolescents, serving families through counseling, and working with non-governmental organizations to ensure culturally competent intervention. That's very important. Culturally competent interventions. I love that. These two beloved organizations are committed to supporting communities in the region, and the Archwell Foundation is proud to have connected and uplifted them both as they do life-changing work. For more information and to support Humanity Crew, you can go to their humanitycrew.org. All right. And of course, we all know how to get in touch with World Central Kitchen. And right there, Archwell Foundation, that's the first time I've seen the AWF. Archwell Foundation joins two beloved organizations to aid healing in Turkey and Syria. So there's just a couple of photos to share. Was there one here? Let me see. Yeah, I believe this is either in Turkey or Syria. And you can see the houses on the hills in the background. And of course, water. Water is always desperately needed. And then here, looks like they built a playground, maybe, but it looks like they built a playground. But either way, they are providing much needed services to children. So very, very cool. Culturally sensitive. I like that though. And here's something, you guys, go ahead and reach behind you and pat yourselves on the back. Come on, give yourself a pat on the back because this is a twofer. First of all, there is actually, these are not in order. No. I think they are in order. Yeah. First of all, nope, I got it wrong. It's not in order. So on the right side, if you guys remember, Harvest Home, they had the link on their homepage where you can make donations. I made a donation. Some of you guys made donations. And as mentioned, you could actually put those donations in the names of whomever you like. I chose the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. And within about 24 hours, I got a response with this email. And then I also received a letter in the mail with tax deduction information. Not that that was the point, but very cool. I wasn't expecting that. So if you do decide to make a donation that way, you will receive a letter from them in all likelihood, and it will have information for a tax deduction status for your donation. And then if you go back to the left, some of you chose to send things with the Amazon link. And let me tell you how that worked out. So right there, you can see the Harvest Home Amazon wish list. And so they had dozens of items on the wish list. And I know some of you guys have probably already seen it, but Harvest Home LA, we are abundantly grateful for the overwhelming response to the request for donations from our Amazon wish list. What was once a conference room in our Pico house is now overflowing with hundreds of donations of essentials from our wish list. We are especially grateful to the Sussex Squad for giving in honor of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. So remember, that does make a difference. Whenever you do a donation, if they usually, leave an area for you to specify whether or not you're doing it in someone's name or if you want to send a message. And so as they look at those, the information definitely gets where it needs to go. And so how epic is that? So I'm sorry, not Harry, but Meghan went to, it was International Women's Day. And as you recall, having being away from the public eye for quite some time, she had that dinner out, and she also had this occasion, which the media was like jumping all over the place. And so as these things made it around social media, people on Twitter, Instagram, were responding. And of course, we added the link to Royal Sussex right there. That is from, that's a screenshot of the community tab. So however you got the information, however you decided to respond, whether it was with a cash contribution or with the wish list, either way, you guys have done a solid. And even cooler, to make sure that it's done in the name of the Sussexes. I love that for the fact that I know it gives those derangers a headache. Now, take a look at that box all the way in the back on the right side. You can see it on the photo in the left, but if you zoom into it on the right, look at that. It says, "Oh my God, Becky, look at this box." Do you guys remember where that comes from? "Oh my God, Becky, look at her butt." Well, as a bit of whimsy, they decided to add that to the Amazon box. It is a It says Amazon Music. I don't know if that's just like something that they put on, you know, random boxes or what, but I thought it was hilarious. So, yeah, so there you go. You can still make those contributions if you like, or if you can't do it now, do it some other time. But let me see, is Lydia taking the hint or no? Is Church Nelly taking the hint or no? Uh, anyway, so whenever I do find that link, whenever I do find the link, you still have time. And then when you get to that certain space, just leave a message. If you choose to, you can dedicate it to whomever you like, but you can leave a message and dedicate it to the Harry and Meghan, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, um, Lydia or Church Nelly. Um, Joan Lawman, thank you so much for the super sticker. My lip is. Let me put some lip balm on. Lord have mercy. See, I'm sitting up here laughing. Oh, okay, and smiling. Oh, but thank you so much, Joan Lawman, and thank you for being a member of Royal Sussex. But yeah, so thank you so much, you guys. I love this about the Sussex Squad community. That is so cool. And if you guys, if you have done either one of those contributions to the Harvest Home, just for fun, put some flowers on the screen so we can just, if you want to, so we can see who's been sharing and, or should I say, donating. But if you don't want to, you don't have to. But I'm just kind of curious. Oh, you know what? I just noticed it, Lydia. I think I didn't notice that you had put it up there already. I better get these glasses checked. There it is. Okay, I'm going to pin it to the top of the chat. There we go. Thank you so much. I knew you wouldn't forget. Oh, man. I tell you, that was the worst acting since the last Keanu Reeves movie, wasn't it? Okay, thank you again, Joan Lawman. Let me see here. All right, so Anastasia. Oh, let me see. Black Queen, yes. And who else? Cookies and Cream, nice. Okay. Okay, yeah, I know there's a bit of a delay, but anyway, even if you don't put it on the screen, thank you anyway, everyone. Judy must have said thank you so much. Very cool. Very cool. Susie Q, thank you. All right. And Church Nelly. Church Nelly, you didn't send them any of your cough syrup, did you? You didn't send any of your cough syrup, did you? It's stronger than Father John. Let me see here. Miss Kathy Mo Shannon. Very cool. Very cool. All right, you guys. Let's move on. And one more little peek there. Same thing. Oh yeah, Royal Suitor posted that. So yeah, very, very cool. I'm happy. All right, so you guys, let's go over to, is it Zambia? What, it ate through the packaging again? Okay, you can see the vice president's plane. That is the president and the first lady of, I think it's Zambia. Yeah, I think it's Zambia. But yeah, so this is the third and final stop for Kamala. the vice president. You can see the crowd of beautiful people. I don't know if that is a book that may, let me see, Rooted in Justice, Kamala Harris, Rooted in Justice. I don't know if that's a book that they passed out or what, but, and look at that beautiful modern airport. Very nice. And then check it out. There's Kamala Harris. Just got off the plane with the second gentleman. Very cool. And of course, let me see. Where are the aunties? Got to have some aunties waiting there. So yeah, check it out right there. Now, I covered up this guy's name because, well, you know how the derangers are. But he's a doctor, by the way. He's a doctor, according to his bio. And he was selected among the crowd to greet the vice president, right? Well, he did a selfie first, and you could see the vice president and the second gentleman at the top of the steps. And then they came through there to pump the flesh, to shake hands with the crowd. And there's the aunties waiting to greet her. And there, of course, is a billboard celebrating the visit of Kamala Harris. Joan Lawman, thank you so much. Thank you again for another super. You get another bell for that. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much for supporting Royal Sussex. And also, thank you for being a member of Royal Sussex. Thank you. And take a look here. Now, this warmed my heart. Over there on the left side is a little girl who went to visit Zambia. I think she was with her father, maybe, but she went to Zambia. She's been there before. And that is why the sign says, "Welcome back to Zambia, Kamala Harris, Vice President of the United States of America." Take a look at that. Are you guys getting goosebumps too? I'm getting goosebumps. And there she is, all grown up in her power suit. Gone are the pigtails, and enters the power suit, and a woman of substance, the highest ranking woman in all of the United States government, the vice president of the United States. I'm getting chills. I'm getting goosebumps. Love this photo. Now, you may have noticed who dedicated that rock that she's leaning on, but we ain't gonna get into all of that. But you can see whose name is on there: Princess Royale. So it is a full circle moment because it is an African country, and Kamala Harris is of African descent. Afro Annie, the Princess Royale, she has an afro. So, you know, it's like all kind of things going on in this moment. Distant relative of Queen Charlotte, laying the stone, Black Asian vice president. There's a lot going on. So it's a very proud moment. I love it. Good night. I saw that and I forgot to say good night. Good night, Connie Balmer. Sleep well. So just to give you a little reminder, look who else has flown on that very same airplane. Now, the United States has 747s that they use for the president, but on occasion, they will use the vice president's plane when the president of the United States goes to some of those smaller airports. And whichever plane the president is on, they always call it Air Force One. The vice president, Air Force Two. So Air Force Two is usually the smaller plane, but it doesn't have to be. But so that same aircraft was used for the Duchess of Sussex when she went over with the United Nations. I'm sorry, with the USO. That's the group that entertained troops overseas, something they've been doing for a long time. She joined them for a Christmas tour. They went to Afghanistan, and that was that opportunity for her to fly on one of those presidential planes. Again, they use it for presidents and vice presidents. Well, for this trip, there was an entourage that included, I think it was the Secretary General of the Army or something like that. Anyway, it was some high ranking military official. And so that is when your Duchess had a chance to fly on the plane. So who knows? Maybe next time she goes back, she might be, I don't know, a politician. I doubt it, but who knows? A politician. If she chooses to, she would. Trust me. And there you go again. There's little Kamala with her family. Remember, she, just like they try to say with Meghan, she doesn't really know any black people, but you just see them all over the pictures, but she doesn't really know any black people. Not not even counting her dad. She doesn't know any black people. They even tried to say that her father was not part of her life, but you can see that is obviously not true. And of course, the same with that young lady over there on the left side with those horn rimmed glasses, who was on a trip, and, ever since the age of 13, no, age of, maybe she's what, 9 years old there? Ever since the age of 9, Rachel Meghan Markle was plotting to tear down the British royal family. For years, she has been working on a plan, and all she needed to do was to become famous and be on a television show, and somehow, through whatever nefarious means, she, right there, I mean, look at her with those little glasses on. Doesn't she look like she's thinking about the royal family? You can see it over those horn rimmed glasses. She's plotting to take down the House of Windsor. And even Harry, with that innocent look on his face, I don't know how they were writing back and forth to each other, and it has gone unnoticed. But together, they have both been working on this plan since they were wee children, and eventually, the Manchurian children somehow got together, and of course the rest is history. Like right here, if they're not thinking about it there, what are they thinking about? And then there's Meghan. Now we're supposed to think those letters are going to Leonard Ellerby, Hillary Clinton, what's her name, Brighton, Bright, whatever, the Secretary of State. But no, she's not writing about detergent. She's writing to Harry. So they've been working on this for a while, y'all. Okay, and here's another little change for you. Here's some here's some diversity for you. Take a look at the history of the first ministers of Scotland. Seems like there's been 6 of them so far, and number 6 just happens to be a man of color. He happens to be the first minister that is not white. I think is his people from Pakistan. I don't recall, but anyway, there he is with his cabinet or ministers or whatever. So very cool. Humza Yousaf picture has been added to the wall in Butte House after he chaired his first full cabinet meeting as first minister on Thursday. Remember, first minister is like being a prime minister, but because there's already a prime minister for the UK. He has the honor of being called the first minister of Scotland. So there you go. And they are making some changes at the National Portrait Gallery. They are removing President Trump's painting from the National Portrait Gallery, the one where he's wearing a suit and tie. They're going to replace it with a different painting for the National Portrait Gallery, one where he's wearing an orange jumpsuit and some Payless slippers. So that's the change that they're making at the National Portrait Gallery. And also, if you guys are interested in sending any commissary, you can certainly do that. They are accepting commissary for him. People are having meltdowns about Trump. I can't believe it, but there are people that were actually on Fox News crying because Trump was indicted. I don't get it, but then again, I'm not the only one who just doesn't get it. As right, Stacey?
Get it? I don't get any of it.
What do you mean? You don't get what?
Yeah.
I don't get why we're so obsessed with these humans that are exactly the same. Like, it could be us four sitting there. I just don't get it.
But are you talking about what you mean as royals or
Yeah.
as like Kim Kardashian? Because for me, they're becoming celebrities.
Well, yeah, to me, that's all they are.
The Queen
is their celebrity.
for me is brilliant.
I
But
love
for
the
what?
Queen.
I love the Queen.
Duty, responsibility.
She's always
figurehead.
worked really hard,
But
hasn't
I would
she?
work hard if the whole country paid for me to have like 12.
Okay, I'm not going to do the whole thing, but yeah. So that's that. Now, last night, you guys, I released a video. In case you didn't see it, I'll do it for you right now. But otherwise, you guys need to get your sleep on. Go ahead. We are done for today. I'm going to play the video that I made last night and post it early in the morning, just in case you missed it. And then I'll come back to close out. So here we go.
Sir!
We love you, Harry!
Harry!
Love you! Say hi to everybody! Oh my god! Oh my god! Did you take it? Yeah. Did you get it?
All right. That was fun, right? I enjoyed it. Let's see here. Okay, I'll put them back up there. But yeah, so Peace, if you guys recall, Peace met Harry at the Invictus Games in The Hague. And of course, she's going to be in Dusseldorf, I am certain. Well, anyway, that was Peace, and someone else was with her, obviously. But I love that. Oh my God, I feel so good that the squaddies showed up to show Harry some love. on the I think it was the last 2 days, was it? Well, he had what, 3 visits? So, or was it just that day? Maybe it was just that day. But that was awesome. That was so awesome. So, if you are one of the squatties that was there, and you can hear my voice, thank you, thank you, thank you for showing up to greet Harry and to show him some love. And let's see, the last day, I guess it was Thursday, he came in late and then he left early. But you guys were there, and that is so cool. That was really taking on some work for the team, and I am ever so grateful. Shelly L has, as far as I'm concerned, Trump can pop out his dentures. Thank you so much for your super chat. I wonder if he's going to be able to get that orange makeup, that Cheeto dust that he wears. Will he be able to get that Cheeto dust? And is he allowed to wear the Cheeto dust while in the pokey? I wonder. Let me see. Cookies and Cream says, everyone, let's not forget about Jobo's neck disgusting comments about Archie. Everyone on social media, please keep rewriting the clip of Jobo's neck. Let it is that that's what they're saying, Jobo neck? Is that the hashtag? I have to go and look for that one. I have not seen that one yet. Yes, but he does need to be held accountable. You guys, what a great week. We have the shout out from Harvest Home, right? We have Meghan winning the Gracie Award, Meghan's court victory, and of course, Harry owning the town when he showed up at court. And gosh, I'm trying to remember, did anything else happen? And it's not coming to mind right now. Did anything else happen? I cannot think right now, but it's been pretty exciting. So win-win. I love that jeweled hat. Why don't they put on those pink hats? Oh man, that would be cool. Yes, and Princess Lily saved Disney. That's true. Yeah, that whole thing about Disney, that was very, very unexpected. But Disney outwitted, outsmart, out everything DeSantis, and I'm glad that they put him in his place. So I'm very happy about that. Let me put some sound on this. I love this.
Everybody! Oh my God!
I love that. I love that was just epic. And this is a little comment that Peace wrote with the tweet. So very, very cool. Thank you, squatties, for showing up and showing out for Harry. Let me see. Yeah, right. Just adorable. Absolutely adorable. But that photo with Meghan with those glasses, that one gets me every time. The way she's looking over those glasses. That look says, I saw a wrong and I intend to right it. That's what that look says. And poor Harry, that look says, I cannot believe this is my family. They're not like the people I see on telly. The Dominion case. Oh, yeah, no doubt. If you guys are not aware of what that means, Dominion was the company that made some of those voting machines. But even though they were accusing Dominion of rigging their machines, Dominion did not provide the machines in the areas or the states where they allege there were discrepancies. That's what makes it, and I'm not surprised that they're going to trial, really, because what they said about Dominion, it wasn't even close to the truth. Dominion does make voting machines, but how are you going to try to put them on blast and accuse them of rigging the election if their machines weren't even used? There was another company. There's not just one manufacturer of voting machines in the world or in the United States. So that was stupid. And even when Dominion tried to tell them, okay, but that's not our machine, that did not stop them from reporting what they knew was completely false. So Dominion is a company that makes voting machines, but the ones that Fox News and some of those weirdos for Trump was complaining about wasn't even manufactured by Dominion. They were manufactured by a different company. So Dominion is probably going to bankrupt Fox News because this is a lot of damage. I don't know that Dominion has any other product but voting machines. So Fox News may go bankrupt. And this big lawsuit that Harry is involved in with all the other what is it? It's not complainers, complainants, right? Okay. With all the other complainants, that may actually bankrupt the Associated Newspapers. So, and no matter how, if you think one case is not as strong as the next, this is the beauty of it. Having 6 major complaints, complainants on this case is going to really damage them. So, Lord Nappyhead and his $1 billion fortune, he may have to move into some council housing. Yep. Lord Nappyhead is finally going to live with his people. He is finally going to have to live amongst real people. You'll see. He's going to have to be with his peeps. And Sean, thank you so much. You have a message from the other side. Okay, I promise I'm not going to look until we get there. Let me get on the celestial Zoom call. I have to get on the celestial Zoom. Okay, now I'm looking. Queen Elizabeth, the ruler, Queen Elizabeth II, ruler of the United Kingdom, and been gay on my ankles. Do hereby declare that my Yorkies are more popular than Camilla, and it kills her. Job well done, Yorkies. Well, Corkies. Well, thank you, Your Majesty. And thank you for, and I hope your ankles feel better. You're welcome. I hope you're better. Well, thank you so much, Sean. Thank you, Your Majesty. And Your Majesty, is there anything that happened back in 1992 that you'd like to remind us of? No. Okay. Maybe next time then. So anyway, thank you, Sean, and thank you, Your Majesty. Oh, man. Ben Gay on the ankles. There was no way for me to prepare for that one. Oh, let me see here. Teresa McDougall says, Darren, thank you. And squaddies, with all the horrors, hate, and crises in this chaotic world, I am so grateful and appreciative for this channel. Prayers to each one and all. Thank you so much, Teresa McDougall. That is absolutely beautiful. And that seems like a perfect last word of the day as far as I'm concerned. So that is something that we should take with us. With everything that's going on in this world, it is very cool that we have each other. I'm very proud of this squad. I really am. Even like just the big things, the small things, it doesn't matter. Being there for Harry, um, that makes me feel very warm. And then across all of the Sussex squad on social media, people picked up on the what do you call it, the harvest home, and that's how I learned about it. I saw it on I don't know whose Twitter it was, but I saw it on Twitter. So the way we spread that information out there is great. So across the squad, everybody was like in sync with that. And remember, if you're not able to contribute, you can always share the link. You can always share the link. So sharing the link is also a contribution, and very important, because that's how I got it, is because someone shared it. So and you guys are on Twitter, Instagram, the YouTube, the Facebook. So very, very cool. Oh, really? They're calling the breakup of. Did they break up? Not. Did they or no? Because I missed that. If that's the case, that's interesting. Because if they did, I totally missed that. Oh well. Well, for what it's worth, I mean, it's just, I don't know what's happening with, is her name Charlene or Charlene, whatever her name is. I don't know what's happening with her, but she doesn't seem very steady in the situation that she's in. I'll just say it like that. And I always feel bad when I see her, because she seems like she's unwell and almost like nonverbal, if you know what I mean. And that alarms me. So I don't know what her story is, and I don't want to get in her business, but when I look at her, I always feel awful, because I feel like there's something terrible going on and people just don't know about it. So interesting. Yes, I love that too. The way that they had the camera shaking. I love that. I had to watch it a few times because I wanted to make sure that I understood everything that was being said. So and even the photographer, sir, afternoon, sir. Like they're doing an auction or something. I love that. Very respectable, though. Very respectable. And then that was very cool, too. So, yeah, very, very cool. I love seeing stuff like that. It's just raw and unpretentious, and there you have it. But here in the U.S., we have those big poured squares of concrete. So always reminds me of being there when I see that. His father was the one who raised him to be like that, and in his own image. Fred Trump was the one who made him into a monster. I'm sorry, you said the man, a monster that he is now. Roy Cohn finished what Fred Trump started. Yeah, that is true, Anastasia. Roy Cohn was like the one that taught him how to game the system. Trump has had a long history of using lawyers to hurt people. He used lawyers to hurt people. He used lawyers to take from people. I mean, he's an awful person. And if there's anybody who voted for him and you don't regret it, God love you. But that is a horrible, horrible individual who has caused more pain and more damage, including with the pandemic, by not being very truthful. He understood it in one way, but he pretended otherwise just so that he wouldn't lose. Oh wait, is Pedo on? I love Pedo. If Pedo's on, let's go over there. Let me see. What did Pedo do? Yes, you guys. Let's go over to Pedo. Pedo's on. There's the link right there. I'm gonna go over there. You know, I literally wake up looking for Pedo every day. Seriously, I have so much respect for Pedo that every day I wake up looking for Pedo. So I make no, what do you call it, pretense about it. I am much better at what I do because of Pedo. So you guys, please go over, subscribe, like, and share. Facts and 2 cents. You won't be disappointed. Okay. Very cool. All right. So the afternoon is saved. Now I got something to do while I am making my dentures. Now, see, I'm looking at Pedo right now. How is it? You know what? I am so confused. How is it that her, let me put something on the screen. How is it that her thing about Carol Middleton is in English and mine comes up in Spanish? Now, if you go over there right now, I promise you, you'll see what I'm saying. It's like we use the same screenshot, but for some reason, mine is in Espanol. See? I know some of y'all are, oh, it's not live. Oh, but if you look at what she has, I promise you it's the same thing. How in the world did mine turn into Spanish? Even the last line, hers says, party pieces declined to comment at this time. And mine says, party pieces declino hacer comentarios al respecto. Weird, right? Oh man. Okay. All right. So I'm not going to mention it again. I am confused. It's weird. I don't understand it. I promise you that was in English when I posted it on my slide. It's like somebody's messing with my head. Yes, Faith Miller, party pieces is going out of business. And see, it says party pieces declined to comment at this time. Well, Royal Sussex reached out to Carol Middleton, and we didn't get an answer either. So the Telegraph couldn't get a comment. We didn't get an answer. I don't know what she was doing, but she didn't talk to us either. I don't know. It was, I can't explain it. I don't think that that's the case. But you know, this is, excuse me, this is going to mess with my head because I don't know how that happened. It started off in English. I read it. I know I read it. And okay, let me stop. It doesn't matter. It is what it is. It is what it is. Okay. But anyway, cheers to you, my Middleton. And may party pieces last another 10 minutes. Okay, may party pieces last until tomorrow afternoon. I say 3 cheers for my Middleton's party pieces. Hip, hip, hooray. Hip, hip, hooray. Hip, hip, hooray. Oh, man. And you know, I love that guy that's sitting behind her. Did you guys notice the guy behind her? My Middleton's got a fan, I guess. I wonder if he knew that was my Middleton, and he was like, "Wow, my Middleton, she's quite the lady. Interesting." And even worse, who snapped the picture? But you know what? Admitting that Party Pieces is going out of business is the first step to recovery. Again, admitting that Party Pieces is going out of business is the first step to recovery. So, all right, you guys, I have just really gone there. And so I'm going to go. And thank you all so much. Love you guys always. Thank you, squad. Thank you, thank you, thank you. On behalf of like all of the content creators, all of the Sussex squad, all of the various charities that have been helped, and the mighty warrior herself, Peace. I listen, you guys. Peace takes the fight to them. When I saw Peace on British television wearing a Sussex Squad T-shirt, at that point I heard violins. I said to myself, "Am I in love? Is this what love feels like? I think I am." I mean, she's on television talking about a very worthy cause, and I'm just like, she's got on a Sussex Squad T-shirt. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. That was superb. That was everything. So yeah, I'm feeling very, very good and optimistic. So anyway, thank you all. Oh, Kathy A, thank you for the super chat, and thank you for watching Royal Sussex. And Legs, thank you for the super sticker. It says, "You think Carol Middleton will start advising her mother-in-law to Meghan Markle, the Duchess of Sussex, instead of mother of the Princess of Wales?" She should start advertising as the mother-in-law to Meghan, because that's the only way to get attention. Because depending on that dim-witted daughter of hers to draw attention, so yeah, she need to advertise that she's the mother-in-law to Meghan. As a matter of fact, if I was her, I would try to make some type of at least try to take a photo with her. As I tell you what, curtsy to the Duchess of Sussex. It will be a little shocking and a bit humiliating for her family, but it will get the job done. She will, at the very least, draw some attention to that declining business of hers, Party Pieces. I think it's called Party Pieces. Yeah, Party Pieces. It was a nice idea when she started it, but with the internet and everything, you can buy stuff kitted up on the Amazon. You can cut out the middleman. Poor Carol. Poor Carol. Not poor Carol. Poor Carol. That old Ma Middleton, she sells party pieces. She's going out of business. She's going out of business. That old Ma Middleton, she likes her cocktails. Oh man. Ladies and gentlemen, Ma Middleton. Oh man. Ladies and gentlemen, Ma Middleton. Hi, everybody. Are you okay? I'm fine. It seems like you have a bit of spot of bother with your party pieces. Oh, it's okay. My daughter's a future queen, so I'll be okay. All right, Ma Middleton. Good luck. Thank you. Oh man. You guys, I don't know this lady. I should not. Oh, by the way, thank you so much, Legs. Thank you for the extra material. And thank you for the super chat. That old Ma Middleton, she sells party pieces. Well, she could always go back to the airline. I'm sure that she won't be the oldest air hostess at BA. And plus, after all, she gets those little party size beverage carts. So it's not a losing proposition. She could always go back to the British Airways. Good night, Elaine Parker. Thank you so much for being here. Yes, you guys, I thought I was about to say goodnight, you guys. Thank you all so much. And I am going to say goodnight this time. Thank you, moderators. Thank you for your contributions, everybody. Keep loving and supporting each other, the Sussexes. Shop at Party Pieces. I think they're going to have a good sale soon. I'm going to go online and see if they have any clearest items at the Party Pieces. That shouldn't be too hard to find. Oh, yeah. And good night to Ron DeSantis. You tried to put the mouse on the mouse paper and got stuck yourself. So sometimes the mouse is mightier than the bully. Them old party pieces, they are pretty useless. You can shop on Amazon and shop on eBay. All right, you guys, and love to our queens as always, and thank you all so much. And with that, I am going to cue the Ginger Avenger, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. So y'all just gonna hang out, huh? Oh man, that's just hanging out, huh? I just don't feel like getting up. You know, it's raining, and I think there's like a really high pressure. What is it? Barometric pressure, whatever. But oh, my sinuses and everything. I just don't feel like doing nothing. Just sit here. Oh well. Did I ever tell y'all about that time I went to Europe? I'm just kidding. I'm gonna go. See y'all.